I so I remember seeing like an advertisement probably a year before it came out. You know, probably like one of their early trailers. I did not hear a single thing about the game until like 3 days after it released. So I it looked. I guess that's like when, and then the why is more of it looked awesome, and it's one of those things where it's related to an IP I'm really interested in, so I wanted to at least try it out.
So, a buddy of mine that I know from my hometown that I play a bunch of games with, he randomly said, "Hey, I got this really silly big robot shooty game that we can play." I said, "Why not?" And then I started playing.
I started playing launch day, but I got delayed because there was a hurricane in Florida, so I was offline for like probably like 3 days, a week after it came out. I wanted to play, or why I played it was because I was out of like FPS games at the time. CSGO just kind of got boring. All my friends stopped playing. We tried playing Valorant. It got boring, and I didn't really have an FPS game to play, and that's what I typically play. I didn't have people to play with. So when I happened to see it on Go Figure XQC stream, I'm like, damn. Yeah, he played during the beta. It was like him, Moist Critical, Poke Lols, all them. But having, played Overwatch and, like I said, liked FPS games and growing up with Gundam back in the day, it seemed like a really cool game, and I got my hands on it. I immediately tried signing up for the beta, but come to find out that was the last round of beta when I saw it, so...
I've played Gundam Evolution since the beta. Since the beta alpha, whichever one you want to call it. Why? Because it sounded fun, Gundam Evolution FPS game. It sounded fun,
I saw a Twitter announcement from the official Twitter account, and I look really cool. I like TF2 and Overwatch, so Mecha plus TF2, perfect new game. And I wish lifted it in Steam as soon as I could and waited. So I guess Twitter.
So I first started playing this game on the second day of launch. I wasn't involved in the beta, and I missed the first day, but I remember this game thanks to Moist Critical, because I was just looking back through YouTube and I was really bored at the time, and I remember that one Moist Critical video of him showcasing the game, and I thought, screw it, let's just look it up on Steam and let's go from there.
Me and Angry Duck saw when it was in the announcement stages, and we were just like, oh, this looks fun. We both enjoyed Gundam. We'd been talking about getting into a Gundam game together, and we saw that one. And he actually got into the console beta, but I never got to get in the console beta.
So my memory's a little hazy, to be completely honest. Most of the time I answer this question, I tell people that I don't really know. I just kind of picked it up and started playing. But to my best memory, it was actually my friend Cyan. But I started just about like halfway through season 1 of the game. I didn't play for the beta because I didn't hear about it like while that was going on, but it was definitely the kind of game that when I started playing it, I immediately regretted not like having heard about it in the first place.
Because the gameplay looked cool. I've never watched Gundam once before in my life before playing this game. Yeah, it looks like all of the annoying stuff I didn't like about Overwatch was just, like, not there. And this was definitely on the downward trend. I think when was... Because I played the beta as well. So... I'm trying to remember when Overwatch 2 was... this was after Overwatch 2 was announced, but, like, it wasn't inside it. But I did play the beta, and I really enjoyed it, and the beta was free, so...
So... when I first decided to play the game, I would say it was whenever I was about few hundred hours into Overwatch, and I was wondering, just looking around at games, and I noticed in my feed something came up from Moist Critical talking about this game. So I decided to take a peek at it during Season 1. I downloaded it, played a bit, didn't really get too far into it because I was too far deep into Overwatch at the time. Didn't play for Season 2, and then came back Season 3, and then started playing for real.
I started around, well, been playing since Season 1, but I've played a bit on one of the network tests, how you say? Yeah, like first played around the network test, like heard a bit through one of the gaming events. I forgot what it was, but saw that it was a pretty cool, like Gundam style Overwatch clone. Yeah. Then played the network test from there. It was pretty fun and just, yeah, it was like super fun.
Well, it's a really funny story. I was in a Zoom meeting with my uncle. It was a family Zoom meeting, and my uncle Jay Blaze, shout out to him. He told me about this game that I might be interested in because he knows that he introduced me to Gundams and Mazingers and all the good stuff, all the Super Robot Wars and those Japanese robot anime type of stuff. And he told me about this new shooter game because I told him that I used to play Counter-Strike and Team Fortress 2. I mean, sorry. And he told me about this new game in Gundam called Gundam Evolution. And I was like, ooh, that seems interesting. And then what really sold me to getting the game was he told me that Unicorn Gundam was going to be part of the game. I was like, what? Okay, I'm definitely getting it.
GM Sniper because clicking heads is easy.
My favorite mobile suit is honestly Mahiru, because funny Boom Boom Man. I honestly, there's not really much else to say on that.
It really depends, because during the course of my GunEvo career, I played several units, but I mostly stuck with playing units like Marasai, Dom, and Dynamis.
I mean, originally, it was probably just gonna be like Pale Rider, but I do myself like hit and run units, and so like even in a game, do hit and run. I like to play those. So kind of when I saw it and how it played, not knowing anything about 00 or anything like that, that's the unit I originally gravitated towards. As the game went on, I got pretty good at Exia, so
my main choice of mobile units were support units. When I used to game a lot, I would put a lot of pressure on myself to make a huge impact with kills. That's how I wanted to contribute. But once you grow up, have a job, a wife, a house, and responsibilities, the game isn't on the forefront anymore. So you have to adjust to the fact that you may not be as good with aiming as you used to be. Going support was an idea that, from advice that I got from a Dota 2 personality named Sir Action Slacks. And it was along the lines of, you pick a support, you find the best guy on your team, and you keep that dumbass alive. And when Unicorn came out, I was very, very much drawn to the amount of fire I could put out, in addition to having knockback. After watching so much time with Dota esports, I was always drawn to anything that caused stuns, knockbacks, or slows, something to make it easier for my team to kill the enemy. One less gun shooting at you is always a good thing.
We're gonna have to go with Pale Rider, simply because of like very self-sustained unit, heal pod for teammates and yourself, very first-person shooter, like Call of Duty-esque build to it, and then getting full squad wipes with Hades is nice. I'd say Sotheby's a close second.
Well, I don't really have a favorite unit, but if I had to choose, I would say Poe Rider, because Poe Rider is Poe Rider and Hades is inside Poe Rider, and Poe Rider is just an awesome unit. You can't get enough of Poe Rider with its Hades combo.
At the start it was Ashima, but right now I don't know. Like, he's my boy, but I do whatever unit my team needs. So Ashiman, I guess.
I mean, my most favorite unit would have to be Exia. It's, the suit that I've stuck around with, and I haven't given him as much love and attention recently, but it's still probably the most unit that I feel attached to in this game. Double O was the first Gundam that I got into, and I've watched numerous after that, but Exia is definitely one of my favorite units.
Well, my favorite unit, surprising me, is GM, followed closely by Zakutu Melee. How this game originally went is it was, wow, GM has all of this stuff, he must be good, and was not. Then I was like, okay, well, I need to find something to play, and everyone complained about Zakutu Melee, so I played him. But there was this funny exploit to Zakutu Melee, where if you canceled the pose, you can manually cancel it whenever. If you canceled the pose, you could swing your weapon and cancel the animation of you canceling out of the pose, and it would reset the invulnerability of the pose, and you would be able to move around freely. I had so much fun with that.
Well, you gotta put Ashtamar on the list, because he has some of the weirdest mechanical failures of the game. And when I first played, that was the first character I tried out. Because I was like, you know what? Fire's cool. The idea of napalm, kind of a cool feature. So I decided to go with that.
Favorite unit's Ashamar. It's just like when I first started the game, I hopped into the practice range and just messed around with different suits. I mean, the tried and true Zakutu Melee or range. Everyone knows Char from the Gundam series and the Zakus. So, and then Grandpa, of course. I tried that, and I tried Pale, just looking for your stereotypical FPS character. And then I found Ashamar, and I'm like, well, I kind of like this more. It seems more of like a DPS type of unit than like a anchor DPS supportive Pale type of a unit. And I always gravitate, even since I was a kid, gravitate towards things with like fire, like incendiary grenades and stuff like that.
Oh man, you gotta make me think. Should probably play off CIL Season 1.
It's definitely the relationships I've made playing this game. Definitely just like the really cool moments of like getting like multiple kills in and all. But yeah, it definitely is like the people who I've met is where most of my good memories lie.
Oh God. Yes, that's there's a lot. Oh God. There really was a lot. Jesus. So probably about my favorite one was when I finally got picked up for a team. It gave me that little bit of recognition. Like maybe I kind of know how to play the video game. It gave me a sense of actually being halfway decent at the game, and just all the goofy stuff. Me and my team get into a lot of goofy things.
No, favorite memory from Jiva. That's that's got to be the 5-man Tekka punch during the 20k fusion versus Tekka. I land a 5-man punch on him.
Sakura basically DM'd me, saying, "Can you help me out with my gameplay?" And I did what I love more than preaching about the glory of Dawn or being a narcissistic ego person. Just helping other people out. It's the exact same thing what I did with your team with extended warranty back in CIL Season 1. I enjoyed doing that. I didn't care if you won or lose. I just enjoyed helping you guys out, honestly. But Sakura basically wanted to message me about it. We arranged a time. Lucky Star was also involved with this as well. And I go from 10 o'clock at my time all the way to 2 o'clock in the morning just to help them.
The favorite memories. There's so many memories that I've gotten playing Gundam Evo. So I guess one of the first fun memories was I get to meet other like YouTubers in the game. Like I met Eremos, I met Degeneration, I've met Milk Manor, I've met Link, Hawkins, Pain Dash, Axolotl. You know, the other people that I see in the Flag Fighters. And the second memory that I have, that my favorite memory, is when I was invited to be in the Flag Fighters, because I was invited by my friend Battle Razor, and he invited me to join like the Discord of Axolotl, and I was like, heck yeah, I'm in. So there, and when I met the other Flag Fighters, I became really good online friends with them, and I got to realize that there's so much more people out there who enjoy Gundam and who always want to like play games together. And those type of memories are the really fun, my favorite memories playing Gundam Evo.
If you were my team, you would kind of know what I would bring up here, but for me, it would just be the time that I went from Nocturnal Dragon and brought them and myself to the Gundam Evolution Showdown, while also putting on display enough to where the commentators commented on my skill with Pale.
What is my favorite memories from playing Evo? Be honest with you, I have quite a bit. Man, you got me fucking choking up now thinking of all of that. So I gotta start at probably like early on. I had the most fun in this game at the start, when it was just me and my friends staying up until 1, 2 in the morning, playing casual games with each other, having a blast. My friend was a Barb player, so we'd ping pong off of each other. There was a few games where we just spawn camp the enemy team, whether it be attacking or defense, just messing around, having a blast. Then probably halfway into this game's lifespan, I started picking up the ranked scene, and I know that I've missed out on the Gen L stuff, and if I could do it again, I definitely would participate in that stuff. But joining Satoris and joining the CIL has definitely been something that I will not forget, even after this game's done and over with. I've met so many wonderful people in this community. There's not enough words that I can say, and not enough time that I have to thank everyone for the stuff that they've shown me. Because I mean, as I said in the previous question, I started off as just a casual shitter, just playing the game with buds and having fun, to joining the comp scene and meeting so many people, doing late night pug sessions, late night scrims, playing casual, playing tourney games for that matter. The first time I got an MVP in a tourney game, I peaked my microphone. I screamed so loud out of excitement that the only thing that went through my mic was
yes.
And then the rest of that sentence never went through. So
I remember punching a sniper off of the sniping platform up there, and unintentionally dunking him down the center. Like I know people have like fallen down there or getting knocked in there, where I just felt like punching him because I think I held it for a while. I just punched the sniper, and it was like a dunking him straight into the center. Oh, I've got another one that's not harbor related. It's actually going up against extended warranty. It was just a series of events. It was actually during the Summer Clash. I somehow survived a hook from, I think it was Yariella. This was on Thermal Plant. And then I turned back around the corner and realized there's a bunch of people there. Punched. And then got immediately knocked out of my punch by the Hyperion ult. But when I went back and replayed the clip, my punch interrupts the Hyperion ult, while the Hyperion ult interrupts my punch. It really cancels both, or they just cancel each other out.
Like it kind of like showed up at the perfect time for me, because like Overwatch used to be my main title. Overwatch wasn't really doing well with like my school, who I usually do esports with. and like it's just like kind of like you have to think about it, like what's really the better option here? Like, should I stay, like keep trying at it, or should I try this thing that like I'm actually good at? Like, it's fresh, it's new, there's competition, there's new people to meet, and like you won't be banging your head against the wall, right? And additionally, like Gundam Evo kind of really accelerated like my interest in Gundam, because if it wasn't for Gundam Evo, like I probably would have never watched Double O, and I probably wouldn't have like gotten to the point where I am at of like buying model kits.
So Gundam Evolution for me was more of an outlet leaving Overwatch. And then it turned into more of a hub to meet people. I've met a lot of really great people in this game. I've made a lot of people that I'd like to consider actual friends. Yeah, it's just been a lot of good times. It's been what's consumed most of my life for the better part of a year.
I mean, I'd really like to thank Gundam Evolution for a lot. Most importantly for me is letting me make make my own team, and me and the member who were like completely on board with my plan of making the team and having it follow my own vision, but who are also just genuinely close friends to me, and who have supported me through my toughest times, especially when I was on that Nocturnal Dragons roster, which I won't go into, but you know, it's led to a lot of good in my life, and it's led to, you know, some of the most like unforgettable memories I've had.
It was definitely life-changing because it put me in scenarios where I would like where I didn't think I would be, such as like playing like competitive like Gundam Evolution, just meeting a lot of people, or just like socializing with like a lot of people at once.
I can thank Gundam Evolution for giving me one of my favorite esports titles and games to ever play. And I can say goodbye because I think I'm at a point in the game where I've pretty much done everything I want to that's available. I think I can put the game down. I'm at a point where I'm thankful for everything that's happened in the community and the events, and I could say goodbye for now.
I would like to say first, to the developers of Gundam Evolution, to the promoters, I would like to say thank you very much for developing the game, keeping the game alive, keeping it fun as much as possible for all of us players of the Gundam Evolution.
Adios to everyone in the community. It's been a pleasure. It's been a blast. I wish everyone good luck on whatever future endeavors they partake in, whether it be in a different esports scene or just family stuff, whatever it is, whatever life takes you. Hope it does you well.
It was a good game nonetheless. They did a great job at overall in balancing. Nothing was atrocious. I wouldn't say anything was oppressive in the game ever since its launch. At least I'd never noticed it. I know there were some things that were like Exia at one point was just ridiculous, but they seemed to learn quickly from what they deployed, and hopefully if they learn from this experience and decide to make another game.
And there is checks and balances in the game between there is a good solid interplay, tactical interplay between some suits, but you can be just absolutely goated with a particular suit and make it not matter. That's one of the consistent things that I've said about this game, is that, you can, outside of some of the really, really crazy examples like, Sniper or Barb, when you put them in situations that they're really not good and they're just, really not good, but everything else in the game, there is a way that you can play it to counter your counters. But yeah, I wish this game had another year or two under its belt. I wish that there was a big push by Bandai once again to kind of realize that a lot of the issues that people had at the very beginning of the game have been fixed, and that maybe it was high time to give it one last shot to push the game out to people again and be like, look, all the things that everybody complained about are either a non-issue or have been fixed. Give it a shot again.
GunEvo is a game that looks very simple on the surface, but had enough tech in it that I think if people really just gave it a shot, like the old days of shooters and games where if you just gave the clunkiness a shot, you would actually learn a lot of tech involved. And there was a lot of depth there. It's not just W key central, it's not just pay to win. There was always more than that. But there was a surface level of I would say that there was a surface level of skill that you had to overcome, this hurdle, almost like a mountain of salt that you had to overcome first. But I definitely think that if you just dug beneath that surface layer of salt, there was actually a gem underneath that definitely got snuffed out before its time. Oh, a diamond in the rough, absolutely. It's just you needed to dig. Can't furnish the container.